Hey guys, and welcome to a very special edition of Start Select. We're coming to you from the Convention Center here in Los Angeles at E3 2009 today, and Luke and I have picked out our favorite games from the show. We're talking about games like FIFA 10, Assassin's Creed 2, Splinter Cell Conviction, Little Big Planet on the PlayStation Portable, among many other things. We're also going to be giving away a competition prize to win all of the swag that we've collected from the show itself, but first, let's get on with the show. Alright guys, we're down here at the Microsoft booth at E3 2009. I'm joined by Sam Lake, who has the very privileged position of being the lead writer for Alan Wake. Now Sam, the game went down pretty well at the Microsoft press conference.
Yeah, everything went well.
Can you tell us a little bit about the game and the reception it got yesterday?
Yeah, I mean, we have been working on the game for quite a while now. And it's excellent to be back, excellent to be showing actual gameplay to you, and it's been going great.
Okay, so Alan Wake is the title of the game and also the main protagonist as well.
Yeah. That's been the Remedy tradition in a way of doing that, and for us the main character is a very important part of the game and the story. We want to have a strong protagonist. It's all about him, all about his dilemma, his internal thoughts, and that's the center of the core of the game. So.
Can you just divulge a bit more about what his central dilemma is in the game?
Yeah, well, Alan Wake is a best-selling writer. He has a problem. He hasn't managed to write anything in over 2 years. Now his wife, Alice, takes him on a vacation to the idyllic small town of Bright Falls in Washington to recover his creative flow. But when she vanishes without a trace, Wake finds himself trapped in a nightmare. His latest work, a supernatural thriller he can't even remember writing, starts to come true before his eyes, word by word. That's Alan Wake's story in a nutshell.
And one of the things you seem kind of keen to emphasize is the use of light to kind of battle the enemies.
Light is a key gameplay element for us. It's very important part of the game. It's for the player, a light source such as a flashlight is always more important than a firearm in this game.
Now, we've seen some of the demo that you showed today. You've shown us just a little bit more before this interview. Can you tell us about the actual level and the setting that you've been showing off at E3 2009?
Right. I mean, this is a more action-oriented sequence, very tightly packed to give you an idea of the action elements in the game. We do have a wide variety of different kinds of scenarios in the game. This one happens at night in a forest. Lots of thriller action going on. To balance that out in the game, we do have daytime sequences. You get to explore the small town of Bright Falls, meet the quirky locals, and find more about the story.
Some of the great bits that we've seen, it's not just using a flashlight, you're using generators,
right.
you're powering stuff.
Light is a very important part of the game, so we do have a wide variety of different kinds of light sources. There are different kinds of flashlights, hand flares, flare gun. You can use vehicles in the game, so vehicle headlights are an important part of the game. There are bigger searchlights that you can man, generators that you can use to power up the light sources, all kinds of things like that. In the game, Wake's thriller story that he has written and starts to come true, it talks about a dark presence that has been unleashed. It's taking over everything in its path, from people and animals to inanimate objects, turning them against Wake. And the idea is that while these locals or objects are being possessed by the dark presence, you can't really do any actual damage on them before you destroy the dark presence with your light.
I wonder if you can tell us a little bit about the story as well. I mean, one of the things at the moment seems to be people are doing a lot of games with moral choices, whereas you're doing very episodic driven. Tell us a little bit about that.
Our approach is that to make a very tightly packed, good thriller, you need to figure out the structure of the story beforehand. We want to give the player the best possible roller coaster ride through the game, and the thriller story is our way of doing it. For us, a thriller means strong atmosphere and mood, and a smart story to give a reason for all the scares in the game.
Well, the game's been in development for a long time now. It's become pretty much the most popular game at E3 2009. Tell us about when we can finally see it.
Alan Wake will see the light of day in spring 2010.
Very good. You've rehearsed that, haven't you, I think?
Right.
Very good. Well, thanks for your time. You can find out more about Alan Wake on the site as well, the rest of E3. It's e3.gamespot.com. Hey guys, we're down here at the EA booth now with David Rutter, who's going to tell us a little bit about FIFA 10, hopefully anyway. It's good to see you again, David.
Yeah, good to see you again. It's been a little while, but it's always a pleasure.
Yes. So tell us about FIFA 10, what you're showing off at the show. Is it on the show floor or is it behind closed doors?
It's only behind closed doors at the moment, so we're about 65% done at the minute. Really what we wanted to do was take people through our journey from 09 to 10. Successful formula for us with 09 was refining the gameplay, responding to feedback from people such as yourself who had an opinion on what we should and shouldn't be doing, and then also innovating. So we've done the same three things again. 70% on refining and responding, everything from fixing glitches and frustrations through to just polishing stuff. And then the innovations this year that we're talking about at this point, and there's a lot more to come, a 360-degree dribbling, full fluid motion on the ball, a skilled dribbling system which allows you to move with the ball laterally down by the corner flags, and then a new physical play system again.
And so from the preview we posted last night, it seems that the 360-degree control is the one that fans are really getting excited about.
So the feedback we've had so far is there's this like a minute-long time where you're first playing it where you're like, whoa, this is a bit weird, and then from that minute onwards, it's kind of, I want to go there, whoop, you go, and it's really, really nice. You haven't got that 8-directional wiggling that we used to have.
Sure, and there's great, I mean, what I've heard from you before is you kind of worked on the animations when people are receiving balls as well in the air.
Yeah, so as part of our refinement work, our trapping was one of the things we wanted to do a lot of work on this year. So if you imagine, we've put in new face ball logic which makes sure that the players are actually facing in the correct orientation for where the ball is, so they're better prepared to take the ball. And we've gone from, under most circumstances anyway, gone from an earliest trap, which is getting into position to touch the ball as soon as possible, often resulting in the ball bouncing off your chest, to an easiest trap. So they might take a couple of steps backwards, allowing them to kind of take the ball on the thigh or on the foot and get the ball under control better. Nice part of this is as well, in dangerous positions, you're going to see more volleys, more exciting opportunities rather than those kind of weak headers that we sometimes had.
Sure. So what's next for you now after E3? What are you going to be working on?
So we're going to go back to Vancouver, work on the game. We've got a lot of polishing and tuning still to go. As I say, we're only 65% done at the moment. Work on the messaging for all the other stuff we're about to announce. We're going to Europe in June for a massive press tour again. We'll be going to France, Italy, Germany, Spain, Poland and Russia with the 360 and PlayStation 3 builds, and then obviously we'll be in Cologne for the big thing there, and that one you can talk about anything.
We'll hopefully hear more about the actual game.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Great stuff. Thanks for your time, David.
No
Looking
worries.
forward to seeing the game.
Cheers.
Alright guys, we're bringing you backstage at E3 2009 now. We're at the Sony Computer Entertainment Europe behind closed doors area. It's one of the coolest, nicest areas of E3 2009. You know Sony, they always do this kind of stuff well. And we're going to announce the competition prizes from last week. You may remember we had Virtua Tennis 2009 to give away on the Xbox 360. There were 5 copies to whoever could answer this question. Sumo Digital is the developer of the game, but whereabouts in the UK are they based? The answer is, of course, Sheffield, and the winners that we've got are Guy Ricks from Devon, Ricky Turner from Bristol, Simon Berry from Leicester, Rory McKenna from Warwickshire, and Rob Hutchinson from Leicester again. Congratulations guys, we'll get those tennis games over to you as soon as we return to England. Alright guys, as we're all the way out in Los Angeles, this week's competition is going to be E3 based. We've collected together all of the free swag that we've been given over the course of the of E3 2009. I've compiled a little collection of it down here just to give you a taster. We've got the Alan Wake Xbox 360 faceplate, GameSpot E3 special t-shirts, staff t-shirt, another Alan Wake t-shirt. We're going to get all of this stuff together over the final day of the show, and we're going to give it away to you for free. All you have to do is answer this question. Whereabouts is the developer of Alan Wake based? In what country is it? If you think you know the answer to that question, get us your name and address and the answer to competitions@gamespot.co.uk, and we'll draw the winner on the next week's show.
Two of the biggest games at E3 2009 are Ubisoft's Assassin's Creed 2 and Splinter Cell Conviction. I got to meet the developers behind both of those games ahead of the show, and here's what they had to say.
We really decided that it was time to embrace what stealth was, but in a different way, to deliver it in a different way. So instead of always forcing you, to be slow and to move very, very slowly and to be passive and to look at the patrol going, we decided, let's transform stealth into something that's passive, into something that's active. Instead of looking at the patrol, passing by and moving away, let's use the stealth, as a tool to better engage our enemies, to really feel like a predator, to really feel like Sam Fisher. The main feature is how we're delivering Sam's athletic moves. So we're really focused on delivering all those athletic moves in a really fast and easy to use way. If you're running away from enemies and you want to use a pipe, if you press, you're up on the pipe, you're moving fast on the pipe. You are Sam Fisher, you're the best in the world. We want you to feel that way. After that, we've got 2 new features, the mark and execute and the last known position, that come and really support the new way we're delivering stealth. The mark and execute, like any movie, any 24 episode with Jack Bauer, right? You take cover, you look at your enemies, or you look with your snake cam under a door, you mark your enemies. Once you're ready, you open the door, you execute, headshots super fast, allowing you to move forward. So we're making you more active in the stealth, and we're giving you tools to feel, like the badass that Sam is. The last known position, super interesting because it allows you to play kind of a cat and mouse gameplay with your enemies, right? You can, after you mark and execute, maybe you made some noise, enemies come over, they see you, they start engaging you. You decide to run away, you jump off a ledge, the enemies lose sight of you, boom. We make the last known position silhouette appear, then you broke line of sight and your enemies are coming, on that position. You can flank them, you can wait for them, and then you take care of them. Like I said, it's about making the player feel like Sam Fisher, and Sam Fisher can do 3 headshots in a row, no problem. But in a video game, we were wondering, how are we going to deliver that? You're in third person, you've got your reticle, you're turning fast. But what's really great is that you can really you're preparing, you're marking your enemies, and then you can maybe just mark one guy and you can just move around and you're not thinking about him because he's marked, and you're kind of safe. You know where he is, and then you're looking around. There's no more enemies. You're safe. Okay, I'm taking care of him. Execute. Sam turns, he executes. The game is going to start in Malta. Sam is going to be investigating the death of his daughter. He's on a lead. He's trying to figure out who killed her. And in Malta, things are going to unravel, and something's going to happen, and he's going to be brought back to Washington, where as the story about Sarah is going to also be linked with other things of his past, and that's going to open up a whole conspiracy into Washington. Sam has always been, the best in the world, but he's always been working for someone else. So for us to remove him from that box, he's not working for the government. He's outside of that, and now it's personal. So it's even, he's even more scary, and that's what we're trying to show in the game. Well, for us, again, Sam leading an investigation for his daughter's killer. It's kind of interesting to have a gameplay to interrogate people and to get information. And instead of just having scripted events where you're not interacting or having a cinematic or something, we decided to just embrace the fact that we're a game, we're interactive, and have those great moments where you can grab a guy by the throat and bash him anywhere you want, and get some really cool bashes and things breaking in the environment to get the information you want. I'm not allowed to talk about the goggles. I can tell you that, as you saw in the demo, you're definitely fighting people that have the 3 dots, but the 3 dots are red, but I can't talk about the green. Between all our locations, we're going to have seamless transitions in the environment. So, we're going to remove the loading screens, and it's going to be, a travel shot inside your next location to show you, where you're going, what are your objectives, maybe where some enemies are, things like that. So that, you get a little glimpse of the future, but then, you're in control. After that, we're using, the game is about light and shadows, right? So we're using projected text. It's a light that's projecting either text or a movie in the environment, allowing us to tell the story or to give your objectives to you in real time in the environment. So for your objectives, instead of just writing, top left, your objective, go do this, we're gonna project it. So same thing for projected movies. You're bashing a guy, you're asking him, who killed my daughter, and the guy answers you. Or when he's answering Sam, we're projecting for the player in the environment, who that guy is, what does he look like, what is he doing, why is he bad. So it's our way of keeping the player immersed, always in control of Sam and the camera, but playing a little movie to add to another layer of story.
I have to ask, multiplayer, have you guys thought about if you're going to include that in the game?
I cannot talk about multiplayer right now.
Would you like to?
I'd love to talk about multiplayer. Well, I think one thing I can tell you definitely is that when you look at our single player experience, you can see the potential for multiplayer. I think everybody that I've shown, the game up to now is like, wow, I hope you guys are doing something with multiplayer with that type of gameplay. My very intimate goal is to deliver the Splinter Cell game that people play and they're like, wow, okay, this is the stealth I've always wanted. Now I feel like I'm the best elite agent in the world. I am Sam Fisher. I can be like him. I'm fast like him. I've got his reflexes. I feel, badass. I can mark and execute the way he would. So to deliver that promise and really build on that and open up, hopefully, a new gameplay, a revised gameplay of what stealth is. Splinter Cell Conviction coming out fall 2009 on Xbox 360 and PC.
What happens next is up to you.
Well, Assassin's Creed 2 starts where, say, Assassin's Creed 1 ended. Which means that we still play with Desmond Miles, who's like experimenting some weird stuff in a machine called an Animus that lets you relive the life of an ancestor through your scanning of your DNA. So we're back into his shoes, and this time around though, Desmond's gonna relive the life of Ezio, Auditore da Firenze, which means that you're gonna play an ancestor in the Italian time of the Renaissance. So it's the Italian Renaissance. And Ezio character is a guy who's not an assassin at first. The story is the story of a young, noble Florentine, and that something will happen to him, and he will have to become an assassin if he wants to survive. AC1 was about being a lonely soldier, a lonely assassin. AC2, it introduced this idea of a family. So you can hire also some people from a faction, from different faction, to help you out. And they can help you out during an approach by doing some diversion. They can help you out while fighting. They'll join the fight. And even during an escape then, because they can stop some people from following you. So, and those people, again, will use the economic system. So they'll be available for you to hire. Instead of having 5 or 6 different mission types, now we're roughly around 15. But also, instead of having a structure that is almost the same from beginning to end, right? In AC1, it was all about, you have 9 targets to kill, you do your investigation, and then you're assassinated, and you go back to your master. That's gone. That's totally, in the trash can. Now it's more this life of, the life of Ezio, and a lot of stuff will happen to him throughout the game, and so the missions are more hidden. There's no, you're not that warrior monk anymore. You're that normal person who have to deal with stuff while learning to become an assassin. And so when I say we have 15 mission types, what we do, it's not only like we only have an assassination, for example. That's a mission type, but we can play with that mission type and put another one besides it. So we could start with an escort mission that transforms itself into an assassination mission. So with those 15 different types, we can create an endless numbers of missions. Right now, roughly, we're around 200 different missions in this world we're creating. Since it's the sequel, we have the first game and then we build on top of it. So everything that was in the first game is still in it. But then we've created new moves in the climbing, for example, with the addition of a climb leap. Lets you jump in the climbing, make it faster. In the fight department, I wanted to have a character that is really much more an assassin than a warrior that maybe in the first game the character was. So that's why he's so good with his arm. So he can disarm his opponent. So he doesn't need this big weapon and all the swords. Even though he'll have them, he doesn't need them. So you can disarm enemies and use their weapons against them. We worked a lot also on the AI to bring new archetypes, new enemies that will ask more from the player. Some enemies are good at chasing you, others are good at fighting you, and others are good at finding you. So all those archetypes creates different experience. Again, ask from the player a lot more than the guards or the enemies of AC1. The AI, is it more intelligent per se? I don't know. But the system that drives the AI, the thing you're going to play with as a player has more grades into it. So it's not like AC1 was on-off. Are you seen or not? And if it's not, you're good. This time around, AI will remember you. They will try to find you. They will scold you, for example, say, oh, you're not supposed to do that, and follow you to see if you are the assassin or not. You have the ability to swim. It's really important. And then also, but you have the ability to take some boats and drive them. The stealth assassination with the double hidden blade is kind of neat, and that's brand new, and the same, I hope it will remain throughout other games if we make some. Going with the Renaissance, it gave us the opportunity to use some really unique and well-known historical figure, and Leonardo da Vinci is one of them. He's the best friend of Ezio, so he's kind of like, he's there from the beginning till the end of the game, roughly, without telling too much. But he's Ezio's Q. He's the one giving the gadgets, building machines like the flying machine. He's there to help a lot. He's really, when you don't actually know what to do, go see Leonardo. He's there to help you out. Desmond will do more than walk, that's for sure. That's all I'm gonna say, because I don't want to spoil it. Maybe some will, but not me. He will do more than only walk around and try to find some clues, that's for sure. What's great about our brand is that we could go anywhere we want. We've created a machine that lets you relive the life of an ancestor through your DNA. I don't know how many ancestor we've got, but we pretty much go until we're basically a monkey. I don't know, where do we stop? We play even like a fish, but still, there's so many. So we could have an ancestor during the French Revolution. It's a great idea. It wasn't our plan though. Our plan since January 2008 was to go in the Italian Renaissance, that's for sure. So it's Assassin's Creed 2, it's coming out this holiday on PS3, 360 and PC.
That's it for our Start Select E309 special. We hope you enjoyed the show. We'll be back again in London town next week for another edition of Start Select, so we'll see you then.